There we go. We just hold up on all these branches over here. Come look through here, the gap here. That bird that you're seeing over there is doing a dance. Chittering. That is the greater honeyguide. Now, not quite the violet-backed starling that I wanted to show you, but equally as impressive. These birds have been calling to humans and honey badgers for centuries. In actual fact, to the point where people believe that there's actually a bond between these birds and people. And that chittering that is so attention-grabbing is designed solely to get your attention, and it absolutely caught my attention. As soon as this bird flew into this area and started making this noise, my attention was diverted. The story goes that if you follow this honey guide, it'll wait until it knows it's got your attention. Then what it'll do is it'll move from branch to branch, tree to tree, and lead you to a bee's nest, where, because of our love for honey, we'd excavate the bee's nest. Let's see if it comes back. Now that hornbill has just chased it off. Because of our... Actually, the honey guide came back and fetched us, to be quite honest. That honey guide that you're looking at in the tree there has just come from the south. Or it was chased away by that hornbill first, and then it flew away and has now come back to fetch us. And I think what we're going to do is follow it. I actually think we have found something. I'm not quite sure what. This honey guide is leading us now in a circle. So keeps on coming back to this tree and then circling out this way and then bringing us back again and circling out and bringing back. I'm sure there's something here in this thicket. I'm positive now that it's not a male lion, but I was a bit skeptical coming in here, I must be honest with you. Alright, so there we go. Sorry, our audio was gone for a second and now it's back in. It's just one of these little gremlins that creep in here when we're giving you a live feed like this from the middle of absolutely nowhere. Now, let's see if this honey guide is going to come and fetch us from this tree again. And see, it's been quite an amazing journey. For the last 45 minutes or so, I think, we've been on a journey following a honey guide, a greater honey guide. It's a bird that's got a relationship with people whereby it will show us where, or hopefully this is how the story goes anyway, it will show us where a beehive is, and in return for us excavating the bees, it gets larvae, beeswax, and the little bee larvae. Now, we've been led probably about 2 miles, I would say, as the crow flies from where we first found this honey guide, or where it first found us, I should say. And now we're busy circling this thicket. And I think there's something in here. There must be. He keeps on chittering about here, just around about here. And then when we get there, flies off and comes back again. So I'm not wondering if we haven't got a bee's hive here somewhere that I'm missing. It would be really, really awesome if we got to show you a beehive after following a honey guide. Let's see. Through here. Anywhere here could be a cavity in a tree where honeybees could have their nest. Now he's flitting around at eye level again. Now, Roo, you've asked a nice question and you're a new viewer. So firstly, Roo, I'd like to say welcome to Safari Live and onto the game drive of your life, I should say. Roo, you've asked, why would the honey guide lead us to a leopard and not just to bees every time? Well, Roo, the folklore around it is that if you don't leave enough honey for the honey guide the first time he leads you to honey, he will lead you to a dangerous animal, or a lion, or a leopard, or a snake the next time you decide to listen to his call. And why leopard was because the last time Herbert, which is our game scout, that's what you're looking at here is a 3-man team. It's myself, and today we have Dave on the camera, and then Herbert, which I'm going to show you in the background over there. That is Herbie right there. Hey, Herbie. Herbie keeps us safe while we are talking to you and have our final control in our ears and everywhere. We can't really listen to the bush, and walking around here in the Kruger Park where we are is a very dangerous thing to do. So we just have Herbie with us. And Herbie, the last time Herbie was following a honey guide, the honey guide led him to an angry leopard which chased him out of a bush. And he doesn't quite know why. He says to me that he didn't he did leave honey the last time oh look here, I'm tied up in a tree, he's bitten me. Herbie says that he left honey for the guide the first time he followed the honey guide, but obviously he didn't leave enough. Now this honey guide is still calling at us from this thicket. We're not going to be able to get Dave through there, but let's go around one more time. You're right, I have a surprise for you. I've got goosebumps. For the first time in almost a 20-year career, a honey guide has led us straight to a beehive. Have a look inside that tree. What you're having a look at there is a cavity full of honeybees. Isn't that amazing? Yes, please. How awesome is that? Oh, I've got a smile that is just breaking my face at the moment. Herbie's been jumping up and down in joy. We've been giving each other hugs here in the bush like a bunch of teenagers. Now, what do we do with this newfound knowledge? Obviously, I'm not going to go and smoke out those bees and use my knife and hack open the tree and gather some honey and then leave this honey guide some honeycomb. Now the dilemma is, do we now follow one of these again and he leads us then to an angry lion or an angry leopard or a snake in a tree because he's wasted the last hour and a bit of effort with us, and now all we're going to do is say thank you very much, have a nice day, and we're going to walk away, which is of course what we're going to have to do. But you know, isn't that just the most amazing thing? So for those of you just joining us right now, we identified the call of a greater honey guide. I'm going to actually try and see if I can show him to you. He's at eye level now, sitting a bit closer to us, but I'll do it in a second. Greater honey guide's a bird. These birds have an association with people, and where they lead people to honey nests, to bees nests, to honey nests, to bees nests, and in return, the people who love honey obviously chop open the bees nests, and in that let the honey and the comb and the bees larvae fall on the floor. And when we've had our fill, people depart and the honey guide comes down and then has its meal of beeswax and bee larvae and honey, of course. And they do that with people, and they do that with honey badgers, where honey badgers get their names from. Honey badgers will also quite often follow this bird and this bird call. Now, a honey badger would have absolutely no problem sticking his face into that hole or into that hive. But for me, that, you know, I wouldn't be able to do that. But for the first time in my entire guiding career, I followed a honey guide, taken the patience to listen to it, walked from tree to tree, realized that we were going around in circles. The call of the honey guide became a little bit more incessant when we got to this tree, and then we just came around this tree, looking with our binoculars, and right there, in the sunlight, we caught the little mote of a bee streaking into the tree, and when we came around the tree, in this cavity is the honey, or the bee's nest. I know all of you are saying we have to give the bird honey. You know what, we're sitting over here with, like I said, a bit of a dilemma. We have to give that bird honey. We have to give it a treat. I don't quite know what we're going to do here just yet, because we don't want this bird to lead us to a lion or a leopard or a snake the next time we follow one of these birds. And because now, of course, we've gotten it right once, it means we have to get it right the next 1,000 times we try it, little boys. But let's go on here. I want to see if I can show you this honey guide. We haven't seen it for a bit. He's still sitting in the tree over here, busy calling at us frantically. There he sits on that cross branch at the top there. See on the left-hand side, silhouetted against the sky? Okay, we're going to try and show him to you now. Okay, zoom in, go to the left. Sorry. Okay. In the bottom of your screen, now in the center of your screen. There we go, got him. Oh, sorry about that. There we go, got him. I know that took a little bit long. Sorry, everybody. It is a live show, as you all know. And sometimes these things do take a little bit of time for us to find. That is the Greater Honey Guide, the star of the show. Over a 2-mile journey, many stops on the way, he finally showed us his honey, or the beehive, where he'd like to get a bite of honey. And unfortunately, we're going to be leaving him unsatisfied. Much to my dismay, to be quite honest with you. All of you are saying that I should run back to the DRC and grab some honey. With it being quite close to the road, actually, I might actually do that. Go fill up a bowl full of termites for this guy and get some honey.